And he has a farm in Portland, Kansas. So this is what's so fantastic about how slow money has grown, is that we're reaching out to parts of Kansas that we never even thought we would get to. So Dale is kind of representing a larger scope of who's paying attention to what's happening with slow money. But anyway, he has spent most of his adult life selling cover crop seeds, and he wants to now spend some of his time creating a holistic management approach to his grazing that he has on 270 acres in Portland, Kansas. He's seeking a friendly loan to purchase livestock. His main goal, the biggest goal, is to be able to produce grass-fed meat at a very affordable price that has access to everybody. So here's Dale.
Thank you. I'm Dale Strickler, and I want to change the world. Starting with my own little farm. And what I want to do with my farm is, essentially, I want to recreate the Garden of Eden. Archaeologists trace the origin of the legend of the Garden of Eden to a little town called Abu Huraira in modern-day Iraq. And according to the fossil pollen record, this place was a savanna, trees and grasses that teemed with fruit and nuts and wild game and herds of livestock. And people ate very healthy from this abundance and lived biblically long, healthy lifestyles. And then somebody got the idea that, hey, let's cross these 4 wild grasses together, create the world's first genetically modified organism, wheat, and cover the entire landscape with it. And then they destroyed their landscape and it turned into a desert because they replaced all these perennial, polyculture, diverse landscapes with one species of plant that was an annual that didn't hold the soil together. And 4,000 years later, we haven't learned much because this is our country, dominated by monocultures of this one annual species. And here's how modern agriculture works. Okay, when this crop is ready in the fall, there'll be a $350,000 combine that burns diesel fuel. It'll go into the field. It'll put that corn on a $100,000 semi-truck that burns diesel fuel, takes it to the elevator that costs millions of dollars of concrete and steel to build, and it runs on electricity generated by burning coal somewhere down the line. And then it'll put on a multi-million-dollar train that burns diesel fuel, sends it to Garden City, where the calves that came from across our fence line were also put on a $100,000 truck and shipped there. And we feed the corn to them, and they generate a huge pile of manure that gets moved over to the side. Meanwhile, back at the farm, the farmer cashes his grain check and uses most of it to replace the fertilizer that's now sitting in a big stinking pile over here in the corner. You know why we do that? Because we're efficient. Okay, let's contrast that. This is a savanna, probably a lot like the original Garden of Eden. This is called the Dehesa. This is an area in Spain. And here's how the Dehesa works. The grass grows, the cattle graze the grass. These are oak trees, and the cattle lounge around in the shade all day long and eat the grass. The pigs lounge around in the shade all day and eat the acorns and fruit and nuts off the trees. So instead of this big circus of $350,000 machine, $100,000 machine, everything burning diesel and moving all over the country, the farmer opens a gate, shuts a gate, and takes the animals to town. Isn't that slick? Hey, so why a savanna? Well, historically, that's what this part of the world was. We were a savanna. And the fossil pollen record indicates that the savanna originally went a long ways west before Native Americans came and started lighting a lot of fires to attract buffalo. Okay, so here is the yellow star up there. That's where my farm is. I've got 270 acres there. I bought an irrigated corn soybean farm. Looked a lot like that picture I showed you, although that corn looked better than anything I ever grew. But I converted that into a diverse polyculture of grasses and legumes, perennials, a lot of natives, and I have been custom grazing livestock for ranchers ever since. My next goal is I've established the grasses, but now I need the trees. So this is a walnut plantation, some pines with some livestock underneath it. And I don't want just any trees. I want fruit and nut producing trees like this chestnut, because that way I can fatten pork on this. Persimmons, so I can, again, fatten pork on the fruits and the nuts, cattle on the grasses. And I'm really excited about this because when I said I'm out to change the world, that's not hyperbole. Because this is a look at my subsoil. When I started this project on this field, look at this subsoil. This 18-inch marker, that was the farthest depth of my root penetration. Looks like gray Play-Doh, doesn't it? No oxygen, no roots, no life. This is what it looks like now. That's a lot of carbon. And it's putting carbon where it ought to be, back in our soil. So I'm really excited about what I'm doing. And I'm seeking partners who are also excited. I just thought I'd show you. This is my insecticide, almost fully produced. Here's my other insecticide. Once you get a diverse polyculture going, you don't have a lot of need for a lot of expensive inputs. And so my goal, I want to make my land happy. I think this can be, this is going to be an exciting journey. And I hope some of you are interested in jumping on the train with me. Thank you very much.
We actually have 4 minutes for him because he cut his presentation a little short. I know, isn't that cool? So we can take, let's say, 4 questions. Any questions for Deb?
Inside of your, in some part of our life, you are wanting to increase the density and richness of the plants and soil. Is that what you're seeking money for?
Basically, what I've been doing is I've been custom grazing other people's livestock. So I don't have control over what happens to those animals after they leave my place. They all end up in feedlots. I guess I've been ripped off a couple times in the past couple of years by people who, well, long story. But I'd like to have control of the livestock itself, and so that I can raise grass-finished beef and market them as such. And I can do wonderful things as far as producing pasture and wholesome and abundant food, and I haven't been able to capitalize on that.
So when did this idea come to you of the savannah, and what books have you read that relate all of your thinking?
When I was in college, one of my professors had a magazine there called New Farm Magazine, and it had an article, had an excerpt from a book called Tree Crops by J. Russell Smith. He was a geographer and traveled around the world and examined agriculture systems from all over the world. And just had one chapter in this, and I read it and I was just fascinated with this whole concept that trees, we think about trees as orchards, fruits and walnuts. I'd never thought about trees producing food for livestock. And most of the grain we produce in this country goes to feed hogs and cattle.
Right.
And so most of this monoculture thing that we do funds our livestock industry. And if we could take that and replace it with a perennial polyculture, we eliminate a lot of the environmental impact of livestock. So, long way to answer your question, but Tree Crops by J. Russell Smith, I immediately went to the library and read the rest of that. And there's a website, it's called journeytoforever.org. And it has a banner to the left that says Small Farms Library. If you click on that, there's all these old classic out-of-print agriculture textbooks, and Tree Crops can be downloaded for free off that site. It's a great read. I mean, it's very easy reading, very non-technical.
So
Yes.
you said your farm was irrigated, is it still irrigated?
Yes, I took it, it was furrow irrigated, open ditch, siphon tubes, and basically it's really silly because it's intentional gullies up and down the slope. So I eliminated that, put in subsurface drip tape. I was told by someone from Israel that I have the only subsurface drip irrigated pasture in the world. And they said they were in a position to know. Just last month I got a call from a guy in Portugal he saw a video about me on the internet and he's wanting to do it. But when I bought the farm, I was allotted 17 acre inches, and my water source was out of the Republican River in the state of Nebraska, and then dried up the Republican River about that time. So my allotment got cut way back. And since I put in the drip tape, the pastures, the perennials, that pasture that I showed you hasn't been irrigated in 4 years. I really dramatically cut my water use.
So you pump right out of the river?
Comes out of a canal system. I'm on an irrigation district.
Okay, so it's an open water system then?
Yeah, it's rain fed, it's not groundwater.
Let's take this question, if you have further questions after the presentation. Is there one more quick question for him?
Yes.
Are you primarily looking for the livestock or the trees?
Primarily the livestock, because that's where the immediate cash flow is going to come from. The trees, best time to plant a tree was 40 years ago, the next best time is today. So I do want to get on the trees, but without the livestock, nothing's going to happen.
Thanks so much, Dan.